right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Dr. Kevin Drina checking in here. Transformation Tuesday. Let me check out the stats, the volume. Ooh, let's bring the music in a little bit. There we go. Hopefully I'm coming in loud and clear. I'm checking the chat. I am live. Say hello so I know that you can hear me. Give me a thumbs up, give me a like, give me a heart, give me a smile, give me a laugh, whatever it may be. Give me a thumbs down. It's all good. And what that actually does is help open up the pathway for more people to connect. So Transformation Tuesday, looking for this guy. Decode your pain. So what we're talking about today is mind and body, how to understand the mind-body relationship, how to understand the secret language. That's why it's called Decode Your Pain. So stay tuned. And I'm going to tell you about a story that happened today in the practice. Oh, howdy. Thanks for checking in. Let me know that it's coming loud and clear. Hopefully that means the volume is good. And let me check there. So today, if you saw the comment, if you saw the title of today's live, we're talking the middle way. So what is the middle way and why is that important in today's environment? Well, let me tell you what, it's a little bit, well, it's interesting to say the least. And so it's so easy to get pulled left, get pulled right. How do you know which way to go? Well, we're gonna talk about that a little bit today. So let me bring up today's slides. In fact, I took an upgrade today. I have some special treats for you, in the sense of a better presentation. Hopefully comes across great. We're going to begin with a little bit of the inspiration, the truth of the message, and then we're going to talk about you and how understanding the language within is so important. So we're going to dive into that in a second. So stay tuned. All right, so we're going to start with this. The doctor of the future will give no medicine, but will interest his or her patients to care of the human frame and proper diet in the cause and prevention of disease. Well, it's a big quote, but I love to start with that because Thomas Edison was a very well-regarded man in the history of this nation. If you don't know, I'm in New Jersey, in the United States of America. We are worldwide and we are live. So it's super cool. And I love pictures. So we're talking about middle way. We're talking about the middle way. So this idea is not really from the West. Hi, I'm Dr. Kevin, a wellness expert, energy healer, chiropractic physician, and much, much more. drkeving.com is where you go to check things out. Okay, so why am I talking about this middle way? Why am I talking about the mind and the body and decoding the subconscious language? Well, it's because of these simple truths we're going to review real quick. Number one, the body is self-healing and self-regulating. Think about it for a second. The classic example is if I cut a corpse versus if you cut yourself by accident, what's getting better? What's healing? What in a couple of days is no longer a wound? Okay, should be a pretty cool answer. You should know that, and I promise you'll get an A on this test. All right, so yes, you get better. That's called self-healing. Now, self-regulating. We have the heart, the liver, the kidneys, the spleen, the immune system. You name it. There's all these components of what makes up you that is regulated without your conscious control. It's happening below the radar, subconscious. Okay, the purpose, number two, of the brain and nervous system is to control and coordinate. Maybe better said is to regulate and coordinate. The function of all the cells, excuse me, back it up. The function, this word's so critical right here. Function, 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 function. Boy, there's a slide I wish I had in this here, but we'll talk about that later. But function. The nervous system, the purpose of the brain and nervous system is to control and coordinate and regulate all the cells, tissues, organs in the body, and so important, and to adapt you to your environment. That's powerful right there. Okay, now, is there anything the nervous system does not regulate? The answer is no, 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 no. We literally live our lives through our nervous system. Okay, so interference to this nervous system. There's a term in my profession, we call it subluxation. Now, there's a lot of discussion, a lot of battling, a lot of ins and outs, a lot of what is this? We'll talk about that later. That's a different day. However, we'll just call it interference to the proper function of the nervous system. And so when your body cannot function as was intended, it no longer is self-healing and self-regulating at 100%. That's the key. Right here. There's interference to the system. Body cannot function as was intended. Period. Period. All right. All right. The longer the interference is present through this nervous system, the more devastating the health effects. Okay. These health effects, these devastating health effects, we have a name for that. We call them we have diagnosis. What is the group of symptoms categorized as a diagnosis? Okay. So the job as a chiropractor, the job of a healer, I'll say this, is to locate, analyze, and correct the interference, also known as subluxation, and their causes. Oh my God, like that is it, right? Because the thing that we call subluxation, the thing that we call the interference to your life expression, well, that's caused because of something in your life. That's your personal environment, your personal habits, your personal beliefs, your personal movements, your personal injury, the things that you've collected over a lifetime. The result is the breakdown. As someone like me detects and works on reversing and helping you identify what is going out of whack. What's causing it to go out of whack? I mean, it's everyday wear and tear. However, there's certain things that can be done to minimize and mitigate and perhaps reverse that. Okay, so when we do those things, well, this allows your body to regain its self-healing abilities and self-regulating properties. This allows you to enjoy optimal health, well-being, and longevity, aka quality of life. I had a new patient today. This is part of the story I'll share with you. I had a new patient, started last week, second round today, coming in, and the theme is quality of life. They want quality of life. This is an elderly person. They're having a hard time walking, hard time going to the bathroom, hard time picking up anything, hard time going to the grocery store. However, there's people the same age I know this person that are dancing and walking, having fun, they're sharp of mind. So why is one person not working well, not able to function? Why is somebody else at that age able to? Well, there's factors and things that this person didn't do that this person did do. Now, let me say this real quick. I'm going to say there's a lot of simplicity in the idea, but the practicality, the application, well, that's the work. In fact, that's where the work is most enjoyed. I'll say it that way. So I do have solutions for all these steps to incorporate. However, if I could offer one thing, it's the mind. The mind. So what do I mean to offer the one thing? It's the solution of we have to shift our thinking. We have to address our beliefs, our behaviors, our perceptions. Okay, so bring it back. That's where we just left off. Okay, so my job as a chiropractor, my job as a healer, my job as someone who's looking at the cause. There's a funny saying in my profession, DC, the doctor of cause, the doctor of identifying the cause. Anyway, that being said, my job is to locate the interference, release the interference so you can stop and show you ways to stop recreating the problems so you can feel better, prevent the problems coming about, to reverse the effects of the aging process and to have the best life possible. Like, I don't know whose goal this is. I'm hoping that's everyone's goal, to be better for themselves, to be better with their life, to be better for the people around them. I hope. But there's a problem, okay? And this gets to the DC, the doctor of the cause. This is the problem, the cause of the subluxation, all right? What is that? Stress, okay? So we're going to talk about this in a second here. We have physical stress, biochemical stress. Hopefully you can see it's kind of small, but down here, physical, biochemical, and then we have mental, emotional, okay? This affects the nervous system. So my job is to correct these interference patterns. They're like habit patterns. And then show you ways not to create it. Show you ways to create health, create vitality, create function. So how do we do that? Well, in part, we're talking about the middle way. Yes, we can talk about this being moderation. But what I'm really wanting to talk about is energy, frequency, vibration. If you've heard of, well, who's the famous, if you know this answer, this will be really fun. If you know this answer, type it in. Who's quoted as, if you study energy, I'm going to paraphrase because I'm going to misquote, but it's about, When you study, when our society studies energy, frequency, and vibration, we'll have more breakthroughs or more something than ever of all time. So in fact, let me pull that up while I got you here. Let's take a look. If let's see, and I know who said it. If you can type it in before I get there, that'd be, maybe you'll be a big winner today. I'll have a surprise. Surprise, surprise. Who said that? Anybody can type it in before I get there? I'm going to turn it off so you don't see it, and I'll get to the point I want to get to so I can show you the quote. But if you know the answer to who talked about energy, frequency, vibration as saying, here's the actual quote now. If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Anybody know who said that? Boom! Facebook user. But if you want to, let's see if I can find out who this is, because there's so many things going on right now. I'll find out who that is. But if you want to send me a private message, but anyway, wherever that was posted, I'll find it, because I have seven pages going. Isn't that amazing? 7 live streams going right now. So big winner. How do we say that? Winner, winner, chicken dinner. I'm trying to have a little fun. You know, you gotta have a little fun. You gotta make your environment beautiful. This is how we get through times like this. Tesla was quoted as saying, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Well, that is so true. So let's go back to it here. Energy, frequency, and vibration. Here we are. Okay, so this is a technique. This is an organization, a nonprofit organization called HeartMath. And what they do here is something they call, and this is what's called coherence. All right, think of the definition of coherent. All right, it takes things that are crazy, all out of whack, and it brings them into a smooth rhythmic pattern. All right, so I'll teach people how to do this. Now, this is a fun picture I like to have about how our thoughts and our brain waves are going out to the ethers, out in front of us, out and around us. Well, this is actually true, and signals can be, well, let's just say things can influence our brain waves externally, and our thoughts, our feelings, our physical postures, our routine, what time of day, also affects the state of brainwave function. It's all about the brain waves, all right, the middle way, all right. So this image is a play on yin yang, but it's also Vesuvian man, and it goes into the sacred geometry of what's called circling the square. That's bringing earth and heaven to one. That's bringing mind and body as one. And why is this important? Why am I talking about this right now? I'm hoping you're interested. The middle way. All right. What happens if you learn these strategies to deal with and decrease the physical stresses, or even the biochemical stresses, but the mental, emotional, whatever version of it you're working on balancing? But if there's something still subluxated, if there's something that the body can't release on its own because it doesn't have the leverage to do it, because it doesn't have the muscles in the position with the leverage to make the movement, to correct the bone that's out of place, to correct the interference to the nervous system. And what we want to talk about is polyvagal theory. This is for the doctors out there that are listening. And we want to talk about the nociception and proprioceptive input to the cerebellum and the function of breakdown and the word subluxation, the 5 factors of subluxation. Boy, that's a download for the doctors out there watching, because there are doctors, medical, chiropractic, naturopathic, or otherwise, that are looking at life very mechanistically. And that's okay, because we are made of parts that have to align and have to do different things. But we also have this whole side of life that's being, well, basically there's a whole new wave of physics happening. And this is a layman's version of a book describing the physics. And there's another book I just purchased that I showed last week, the 5 Natural Laws, the Psychic Roots of Disease. And there's a quote in that book from a medical journalist saying, if this doctor is right, which is kind of what this doctor is saying in different ways, in different science, but they're talking about the same thing in many aspects, is that if these doctors are accurate, then all our medical science and data is waste paper. That's a literal quote about this new understanding of how we get ill and sick and well. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is changing everything. We have a new paradigm on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. What's a paradigm? It's how we look at life. It's how we understand life. It's changing. There's new data. And the data is irrefutable at this point. And the experience, oh my gosh, time-tested experience before the advent of the Western scientific method. Some people call it voodoo, and that's a joke. That's a joke. It's not voodoo, right? There's this other realm of energy. There's this other realm of existence. And ancient cultures around the world talk about it. It's documented in data before a certain time. Now it's hard to find. Things are getting scrubbed off the internet. We'll see. Anyway, but there is hope because there is knowledge, and truth never dies. So is it important to keep your body and your nervous system subluxation free? Of course it is. Of course it is. So this is why I have the special offer. All right. So the special offer is this. Right here. Boom. Are you ready to level up? This is the free content of the book. It talks about how to begin to understand the symptoms of the stories of the pain. Right? Your pain is like a check engine light. And in the back of the book, in fact, in the free ebook that you get when you go to this website, it's I'm going to put in the link. I'm going to drop it in there, chat right now. drkevintransformations.com. All right, that's drkevintransformations.com, and in that is this. All right, are you ready to level up? All right, it gives you a little bit of my story about how I overcame 70 pounds. I had blood pressure, diabetes, all these health concerns that are there. You can read a quick story, all right? And you just put in your email, your phone number, and your first name, and boom, you get a free download. Now, you got to make sure you hit the right button right there, and there should be, and when you get the email, there's more follow-up emails with how to download the free ebook. But then, of course, I have the full book offer, all right? You get that right, as you put your email address, you get this opportunity of getting the book at below cost. All right, so what I wanted to highlight is a little bit of this because, people are unsure what's out there, what I'm talking about, and I just want to give them a little confirmation about what's happening. Yes, I sell it on Amazon. It should be like $20 on Amazon right now, unless they're doing their business. So this individual right here, all right, I don't think I know this person, but nonetheless, I recommend this book to anyone who's suffered with chronic pain with little relief from treatment. I have an ad going on Facebook right now, and someone made a comment about, in 300 years, we don't know anything about pain. In 300 years, come back and check. Well, at the same time, yes, we don't know anything about pain. But however, what I'm talking about in the realm of pain is never talked about in the mainstream healthcare system. I'm not saying they're wrong, but I'm saying they stay in their wheelhouse. Pharmaceutical model. That's okay. That's that model. If that's what you want, great. Go there. Get it done. If you're looking for something other than that, if you're looking for something that's going to help the body prevent the need for any type of that level of intervention, now we're talking, right? All right, check this one out right here. Hopefully you can see that. Let me zoom in a little closer. Can I zoom in a little closer? Yeah, look at that. That's great. Maybe I can do this. Looks like it's not all on this area. I'll bring that together like that. All right, the book is such an incredible resource for anyone suffering with pain of any kind. I was diagnosed with cervical dystonia years ago. I have read this book. I feel as if I'm able to manage symptoms and pain better. I have a much better understanding as to the potential why behind the pain and discomfort. I recommend this book to anyone who has suffered with chronic pain and little relief from treatment. See what happens, and this is in my own life, is the story I tell in the book is about when I left the country. I sold my first practice that I owned. I traveled around the other side of the world. Number one, I admit it was to get away of some of the drama and trauma that was going on in the business world where I had my practice, and some of the decisions I'd made early on in business was left me in a tough spot, and then some of the things that goes along with owning a business with employees and other responsibilities outwardly. There was just a lot of things that became too much. So what I decided to do was stop the bleeding and find another opportunity. And that's exactly what happened. And I had tremendous pain in my right shoulder about 6 weeks before I left. I mean, I was in pretty good health, average, but slightly above average, I'll say. And I'm pretty tough on myself, so that being said, I was getting my adjustments, I was getting Reiki scissors, I was getting massage, I was doing icing, I was doing nutritional therapy, and this pain in my shoulder would not budge until day 3 after I landed where I was living. I lived in Bangkok, Thailand for about 2 years, almost 2 years. And literally day 3 after I landed, all the pain was gone, never to come back, never had that issue ever again, never had it before. So that really started me in my deep dive journey of what you actually get in the back of the free download here. Again, drkevintransformations.com, Kevin Transformation with an S, transformations.com. You go here, you see a little bit of my story, you put your name and details in, and you get a free introduction of Decode Your Pain. And in the back of that, I'm going to pull that up right now. I'm going to show you the last thing that you get here. Pardon me. Here it is. I'm going to show you the back of the book, what you're getting right now. In the back there is what's called the Appendix A. This is it. This is not an exhaustive list. It gets you started. However, this is a new language that you must learn. However, you know the language within already. It's getting past what you think it means and becoming a little more in tune with the nature of the human body, the human dynamics, the human energetics. And so, use that noise. So, for example, let's take a look here. Example, well, I talked about shoulders, my shoulder. Okay, if let's get down here to the right spot. There's shoulders right there. Right, I'm going to zoom in so you can see it real easy. Hopefully, it's easy to see. And looky-loo here. What does it say about shoulders? Responsibilities. So I told you my story. I made a decision to leave the country, to close my business, and to work somewhere else. I had a lot of things going on, a lot of responsibilities. And boy, did I hold myself accountable for a lot of things. So look at that. Look what it says here. Carrying a burden. Having difficulty accepting and living a life in a joyous way. Boy, boy, I'm letting let my cat out of the bag. So that being said, the body is symbolic because the subconscious mind communicates in symbolic ways, metaphor ways. This is why dream interpretation is so difficult, because the body is communicating, the mind is communicating in that subconscious way. And so as one becomes familiar with these analogies the body uses, in fact, it's partially in relationship to your personal analogies, because you have your own experiences that only you can see the true insights of. So really the first and most important nature of healing is awareness. That's why one of my slogans, mottos is awareness, awakening, and healing. Step 1, awareness. That's the system in which I take people through. Awakening is the healing process. Well, awakening 2 different levels of what you can affect for the healing process. And once you have the healing, well, then we're off and running towards the vision. All right, I'm Dr. Kevin. Go to the link, drkevintransformations.com. That's drkevintransformations.com. Or you can go to my main webpage, drkeving.com. You may have seen it scrolling below. Either way you get there, go to the Facebook pages. I mean, I have links everywhere, and I'm working on getting them more organized as we take the next step forward. So thank you for joining us. Leave a message, comment. If you found this helpful in any way, if you found this insightful in any way, if you found this groundbreaking in any way, give it a thumbs up. Share it with a close friend and family member that you had these kind of conversations with, because when you're working together with somebody, there's a magical principle. It's called the mastermind principle. It takes action towards your greatest good. Now, if you don't know what I mean by that, get the free download, get on the email list. You'll be offered different ways to connect to number 1, free information. 2, some coaching groups that I have that are very much introductory and no cost to get in at this point. It's called 4 Foundations. Then there's all kinds of other programs that I have going on right now that are getting next level activated. So there's the transformation program, which is already available right now, the Become Your Own Healer program, which is already available. The Synergy Solutions Group Remote Quantum Healing Program is available right now, and we're launching that to the, in fact, you'll see that tomorrow at noon, and we have this week and next week, we're broadcasting live for all to experience and to have. Then we're closing down the free access and then moving it to only paid members. Don't worry, there is things for you. This is part of the free offering that I have for you right now. You can still connect with me, still connect with the ideas I'm presenting. There's a lot more content happening, of course. And then for foundations, and that group is open as well, open access. And this is where I'm teaching you mind, body, spirit, and soul, how to nourish yourself in little powerful ways each and every day. And we just wrapped up a 21-day transformation trial, which means where did you have holes and where were you successful? And that was all what it was all about. Moving forward now is getting it done to nurture and love yourself. Because just like in the airplane, if you can't nurture yourself, you can't put the oxygen mask on yourself first, how can you help anybody else? You can't. So this is about the awareness to your greatest self. How do we nurture that? How do we balance that? How to help you be best for you in your life. I'm Dr. Kevin. I'll see you next Tuesday, 5 p.m. Excuse me, we've changed it to 6 p.m. and now you can see I was late. Not late, there's so much to get done today. It's beautiful. However, we're always going to be going live on Tuesdays. We're going to be going live on Tuesdays. I can't say forever. This may be a special offering in the very near future for paying members. But on that note, I'll see you next Tuesday, 6 o'clock in the evening, Eastern Time. Blessings and best regards. Click the link, get over to the book, download the free ebook, start upgrading your self-knowledge. Blessings and best regards, Dr. Kevin.